wearing hats today.
They didn't make their hair today.
It's really messy, so you just got...
So it's time to wear your hair to cover up the bed. I didn't have time to do their hair. A lot of happened this week, but I'm here and I'm here with the J girls. My name is Mommy J. I have
Big J.
So we are the J girls. We've already told you that today we are going to be having a summary of all that we have learned from all that we have learned from what is the topic we've been doing? Virtue. All we've learned from virtue.
Moral relationship, personhood, and action.
Yeah, too fast. All right, so let's go to months ago and begin to bring it home. Everything about virtues we've done.
Today is a song.
Yes. So what are the things we've done on virtues? A lot. So we remember telling you, everybody, that virtue is a pattern of thoughts and behaviors that is based on high moral standard. So
and if you don't remember this, then go back and watch our past episodes because we talked all about this really in depth.
Exactly. So a good moral quality in a person or a general quality of being good is called virtue. So if you want to find out if you're virtuous, let's dig in. So this was the basics where we started from. We looked at all the types of virtues and the moral traits. And after going through this diagram, we decided we are going to use this diagram as a yardstick to talk about virtue. And we come back to this. This was one of the songs we used at the beginning. The girls like it so much. You're supposed to put it at the end. Did you put it at the end? All right. So we talked about the virtue of personhood, and it was all about transparency,
honesty, faithfulness, trustworthiness, and authenticity.
So it was
faithfulness in the last one.
No, we did the faithfulness in the first one. Forgiveness in the last one. So faithfulness is person with your person. You are a person. You are the one that is faithful. Forgiveness is a moral of love. Okay. So all these things are part of what you are. This is your person. So you have to be a transparent person, an honest person, a faithful person, a trustworthy person, an authentic person. I like that authenticity. The whole world is talking about authenticity now. Authenticity.
Be yourself.
Authenticity. So the moral of transparency is talking about that's the principle of the basics of trust. So we have openness, communication, and accountability. Big J, can you remind us what we talked about transparency?
Like sometimes it can be dangerous.
If you have it too much, then people will just
exploit you. They'll take advantage of you.
Okay.
Like if you tell them too much about your private life, maybe you could embarrass some other people as well.
So it's good to be open. It's good to be accountable, but too much of transparency can have its negative aspect. So, however, we need to be consistent. Don't commit to things you can't do. We need to prioritize communication. What else?
Lead by example. Avoid judging each other. Address any matter arising and give it time.
So these were the summary about things we said about transparency and honesty. It's a virtue of
revealing who you are.
So it's free of deceit, it's upright, sincere, and truthful. And so, Little J, can you remind us what we said about trust?
We said that. We said that it's good.
Honesty.
That it's good to be honest because if you lie, it will become too hard to keep that lie. So you have to lie again, keep care of that lie and lie again and again and again until it gets too hard, so hard that you have to tell the truth.
Okay, so honesty and lying are opposite poles, and you need to keep your life free of deceit. to be an honest person. So, however, we told you, kids and parents and grandparents, that it's okay to admit when you're wrong. You avoid not to cheat in the exam hall. Sharing when you have had your fair share. Don't always be greedy to have everything. What else?
Speak up
Speaking
when
up
someone
when
upsets you or something.
Mm-hmm.
Saying the popular truth.
Yeah, that one is very unpopular
Yeah, that can be
nowadays.
hard.
That can be hard nowadays. What else?
Showing disappointment and emotion.
Show your disappointment and emotions. But I always tell the girls, don't show it on your face, right? But there's a way you can express your disappointment and emotions without touching your cup again. Okay, so what else?
Returning something that belongs to others.
So if you took something that is not yours, be honest enough to return it, okay?
And share
Sharing
constructive
constructive
feedback.
That one is very hard, right? For
Very.
some people. Really. I didn't mention any name. So be willing to share constructive feedback. All right, so let's continue. What else? So faithfulness.
Firm in devotion.
So as a principle of firm devotion. So we have steadfastness
Loyalty.
and
Reliable.
So what did we? Can you mind what's what we said about faithfulness?
It's well, this is not what we said, but I thought about this, and it kind of reminds me of that legend that we have here in Edinburgh.
Mm-hmm. What's a legend? For those that are not in Edinburgh, can you tell them?
I forgot what it's called. Like the dog who follows.
The dog. What's the name of that dog? That
Ray
dog.
something Bobby or something.
I think it's Bobby.
Yeah.
That dog in the city
The
center.
black dog.
The black dog. What's his name?
That
I've forgotten. Okay.
It's
Yeah.
like Bobby something.
All right. So we know the black dog is Bobby. Continue. Continue the
So-
story.
His owner died. Like I don't remember this properly, but I remember I think it was like every day for a whole year, or every day for 2 years, or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
He would go to his owner's grave and stay there. No, he'd stay through his owner's grave for like a year until he died, and then the dog got buried beside him because the dog was so faithful to his owner.
That's exactly. So the dog was loyal. He was steadfast to sleep on the owner's grave, and he was reliable. That's a very good example of faithfulness. And I hope children at home, boys and girls, mommies and daddies, grandparents, we hope that we replicate what the dog did, even though we are humans, to be loyal, to be reliable, and steadfast when we are committed to relationships. Okay, so what are the characteristics of a faithful
Wait, I
person?
remember another one from a movie we watched.
Okay, what are the
There
one?
was like a monkey, and
Mm-hmm.
then there was a man.
Mm-hmm.
And then
George.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Mm-hmm.
Vivo.
Kinkajou.
It was a kinkajou.
Was
A kinkajou.
was
And
And
then
that
and the man took a kinkajou, and then after a while the man died. So the kinkajou was sad,
Mm-hmm.
and the kinkajou always remembered that.
So he actually accomplished what the man wanted to do. Remember, he sang on the streets that was the plan of the man. He didn't want to sing when the man was alive. He now decided to do it when he was not alive. All right, so the 6 characteristics of traits of faithfulness: commitment,
love,
Long suffering.
patience,
endurance,
and
steadfastness.
So if you have all these characteristics, they are all an embodiment of faithfulness. You cannot be faithful and not be committed. You cannot be faithful and not love. You cannot be faithful and not have long suffering.
Wait, long suffering and patience are the same thing.
No, they are not.
Patience is waiting for something, is it not?
Yeah.
Then long suffering is
No matter what happens, I'll wait for it.
patience is you're being promised.
Mhm.
Long suffering you're not.
Is
necessarily
I
promised,
going
right?
out for it.
Yeah.
Mm.
Thanks.
So endurance and steadfastness. So that's steadfast. We've talked about it already today. So we have authenticity. So being your real Being your real self, that's the principle of your real self and not a copy. Genuine, original, and valid. Can you remind us what we said about authenticity?
Authenticity.
It's being your own person, not being swayed or being, I don't know, indirectly controlled by other people to do what they do.
Okay.
Exactly there.
Tag what they do. Be yourself. Don't be fake. You are a genius on your own. Don't try to do others. So what are their characteristics? Let's say it out.
They
They
are
are
authentic.
They are
consistent.
consistent. They have integrity.
They are
Compassionate.
They
They
are
kind.
They are
They're
resourceful. They are connectors. They are humble
They
and
are
available. So, Big J, Little J, which of these traits do you have as an individual? Say it in your mind. Which one of them do I have? Because it's okay. Because without it, we can't be ourselves. You can be yourself by being compassionate. I like resourceful. I want people to come
I'm
to me to find
available.
solution. Yeah, available. I want people to find solution. I would like to be humble. I like to be known as a humble person.
Jamie is a connector. Wait, I'm a connector or I'm available?
Okay, so those are the characteristics. Okay, let's move on to the next summary. Okay, so we talked about trustworthiness and is a principle of valuable. Trust is valuable.
Yeah.
So it's the one that you are valued because you can keep people's information safe, you are credible, and then you are confidential information can never slip out of your mouth. So can you remind us what we did about trustworthiness, Big J?
No.
You
We
can
learned about being safe, being credible, and being
confident.
Yes.
So we learned about being trustworthy, that whenever something happens, you are trustworthy. If anything happens, they can say, Jamie, she can't do that. Because everybody knows your characteristics, that you are credible, you are honest. Anything you say, they can believe it. It's trustworthy. All right, so let's go. So,
The way you treat people,
uh-huh.
kindness and respect.
Can make you trustworthy. What else?
Being true to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
think inward, look outward,
Bingo.
live in the moment,
And be a great listener. To be trustworthy, you have to be a great listener. Open-minded,
Open-mindedness and fairness to opportunities and people.
So a lot of people, they act as if they are open and fair, but it's not true. But being trustworthy requires fairness and opportunities to fairness, openness and fair opportunity to all those that are around us. Mom is kind of very tired today. Okay, so we move to the virtue of personhood. What's the virtue we just finished? What's the virtue we just finished? It's personhood.
Yeah. No, well, it's either.
No, these are both personhood.
No, it was relationships.
Okay, that was relationships.
Yeah.
Okay, so it is a personal virtue.
Because love is a relationship you have with others.
No. Let's go back to that diagram and let's check. I need to check properly. Look at.
Yeah.
What we did was moral. What we did was personhood. Now we are going to moral action.
Discernment.
Yeah, we're discernment. So it's still personhood. You're right.
So
Yeah, so. Okay, Jed, I'm fine. All right, so it's a virtue of personhood. So we have justice, wisdom,
insight, rationality, and judgment.
So about discernment. How much justice do you have? How much wisdom do you have when people are talking to you? How much insight do you try to think about situation, and how rational are you? This was the one that we dwelt a lot of time about, rationality and judgment. So let's
justice and judgment.
Justice and judgment are two different things. Yeah, so we'll find out. All right, so summary. Let's go. What's justice?
Being just.
Yeah, being just, the moral
Fair.
of fair action. Being just, not partial. A judge gives justice by giving a judgment. There are two different
A
things.
fair judgment.
A fair judgment by
Because
giving.
any old person can give you a fair judgment, but
Yeah.
the judge is trusted.
Yeah. So you are fair, you are being just. And why is it important?
Make sure that people are treated fairly.
Mm-hmm.
It gives everyone the same chance to succeed.
And it
And
makes the world a better place for all of us.
And that wasn't even planned.
So that's all about why justice is important. So you can go to our video on discernment to see all the long things we talk about justice. So wisdom is a principle of
Sensibility.
So knowledge, good judgment, and having experience. And what did we say about wisdom?
It's helpful.
Helpful.
I don't know.
Being wise.
Oh,
I can't remember
that
from
thing
this.
in wise compassion.
What are you doing with this?
Wise compassion.
All right, so justice is having wisdom is having the ability to discern a situation,
Yeah.
to make choices, and to make judgment about what you want to do. And so, what are the things we said? Wisdom is important in our lives,
as it helps us to deal with things in the best possible way to achieve the best results that the person seeks.
Mm-hmm.
Taking into account all the possibilities that may arise to change the order of priorities, and thus change the goals.
What?
Thus
change the goal-seeking
behavior.
I don't know what I
So
said.
justice is important because it helps us to achieve the best result. It helps us to take account all the possible options so that we can seek the best thing through it. So we need wisdom in, like if you get to a crossroad, an answer will always think, should I go to the left? Should I go to the right? An answer is very good at analyzing whether it should take an action or not. That's what wisdom is all about.
He's very sneaky.
He's very sneaky but smart. So
She isn't always
It
wisdom.
always goes to the right.
okay, we're not talking about an answer. Let's talk about it today. Insight.
Principle of understanding.
So it's having an understanding of a situation,
Accurate analysis,
having an accurate and intuition in a situation,
awareness and perception.
to have an awareness and perception about the situation. Now, when we want to make choice, we need wisdom to make the choice, but we need understanding to understand the situation before we can make a choice. So wisdom and understanding, they work together because you need to understand what might possibly be at the end of the right road or the left road. You need to be aware of the dangers in the right road or the left road. You need to be accurate and have intuition of the right before you use wisdom to make a choice. So they are like twin sisters, they work hand in hand, wisdom and understanding. And for those that are religious, in the book of Proverbs, it talks a lot about wisdom and understanding. They work together.
And for the last one, there was long suffering. Paul
Okay,
was long
we will continue. We are talking about insight, little bit. All right, so
It's a skill that requires
creative persistence
and deep thinking to crack.
Mm-hmm.
The most valuable insight comes from
Rigor and serious analysis.
Mm-hmm.
to translate large amounts of data into
Concise and compelling findings.
So understanding requires preparation, incubation, insight, and verification. So you need all that process to understand why you have to make that decision. You need to analyze a situation rigorously in your mind. The mind produces millions of data, but not necessarily numbers. The mind can produce millions of data. All right, so let's go to rationality. Who can tell me principle of reason?
Logic, sense, and morality, and reasonableness.
So how do we link rationality to wisdom and understanding?
You have to reason to if I'm going this way, then there will be snakes all across the road, but they're not poisonous. If I go this way, the gas is sulfur. I don't know.
So now let's talk about understanding. Is trying to understand the two choices. Reason is the one that says, okay, the reason I would take this choice is because of this, and the reason I won't take the choice is because of this. So wisdom is all about measuring, understanding, and rationality together. So you see, in wisdom, you have an understanding to say, this is why I'm doing this or that, and then rationality of making the choice, the logic of making the choice. So they all work together into discernment. Yep. All right. So is being rational a good thing?
Yeah. Rational thinking is, in a sense, a good thing, while irrational thinking, which is the opposite, is bad.
Okay. Rationality requires that our mental state, in other words, our belief, choices, and attitude in general, are consistent and coherent. So if you see somebody whose belief, choices, and attitude are not consistent, they are irrational. They just make choice today. They're going to London tomorrow. They're going to Europe today. They're going to Paris tomorrow. They have a new boyfriend. The next day, they have a new girlfriend. They're just
Wait. That's a lot.
Exactly. Today they like history. Tomorrow is craft. Today they like singing. Tomorrow today they want to be an
Their
engineer.
favorite color is purple. Tomorrow, their favorite color is
Wait. Today they want to be an engineer. Next day they want to be a tailor, an artist, or an author, a gamer. Little J talked about this. Okay. All right. So let's keep going. We have judgment,
Principle
of common sense. So what is that about?
Human.
Using your common sense, shrewdness, making a choice, your wise choice. Who can you remember the story again? Apologies, but I have to use the Bible. Can you remember the story of a shrewd servant in the Bible?
I didn't get that one at all.
So can you remember the story of a shrewd servant that was almost ending his job? So he went to all the people and started changing their bills. Like somebody's owing his boss £800, he will change it to £500. Somebody's owing his boss £300, he will change it to £200. Why? Because he wants to make friends, so that when he doesn't have a job anymore, he can knock at their door and they would give him something to live on. So that is what that parable was trying to teach us, that we need to be shrewd. It's not saying that the person did what is right. But the person is saying we need to use our common sense to plan, to think, to discern. Why do I have to make this choice? Okay? So it's important that we discern and we use our. So judgment is the ability to weigh, you see, effective decision. Now, when you are still on the crossroad of B and A, judgment is now the one that weighs the decision and comes to a sensible conclusion and decide that I'm going this. I form my objective about why I have to go to decision A, and I form my objective why I have to go to decision B. So for each one of us, at every point in our life, we need discernment. For every point in our life, discernment comes to life every point. There's no way you can live a life without discernment. In every choice you make in school, choice of life partners, choice of job, choice of house to buy, everything you do, you need discernment. It's a critical, central part of your life, and it's important that you have this virtue. There is no way. If you see people that don't have a virtue of discernment, their life is hopeless. They're just going off in a tangent. All right, so we have the virtue of moral actions.
We're on to the new.
The new moral actions. So we have diligence. So we're talking about responsibility,
Initiative,
excellence,
excellence,
innovation, schoolwork, schoolwork. Yeah, so for daddies and mommies that are watching, work. For children that are watching, school.
And teenagers.
And teenagers who are work. Some teenagers are working. You need to find a job. Right. You're not a teenager. Okay, so let's continue. Responsibility is a principle of
Responsibility.
duty. So we're talking about leadership, influence, and liability.
Leadership.
So
Do what finances.
So you are responsible. If I give you £5 to spend in a month, it takes responsibility to measure how much. Can you stop interrupting me, TJ? Yes, you remember. Yes. So you need to be responsible to divide the £5 throughout the 30 days of a month, and you don't spend it one day.
So hard.
Exactly.
Those things in the store cost like either.
We are not talking about what it costs. We are talking about the power to be able to be responsible for that £5, like your bicycle. The power to be responsible for that is a virtue, because that costs money. It's not physically cash. Sometimes it's things that money buy. All right, so let's go. How do we acquire responsibility?
When you agree to do something.
Mhm.
If you let people down,
They
they'll
stop believing you. So
answer for your own actions.
Wait.
Now answer for your actions. Take care of your own matter. Don't let people come and help you.
Be
Be
trustworthy.
trustworthy.
Always
Use your head. Don't use your emotions to make your decisions. Use your head. Use this discernment. I keep telling you, your emotions and your feelings are not the decision making. It's your discernment. Don't put things off. Take responsibility for your thoughts, feelings.
Words.
I just said that. Stop blaming others. The world is full of blame games. Stop blaming others. Those that blame others for everything that happened don't have any sense of responsibility.
Oh, no.
Stop complaining. Refuse to take anything personal when you are faced with a critical situation, or when you are being criticized for something. Don't take it personal. Look at the message that is being sent. Make yourself happy. Live in the present moment. Use the power of intention, and feel calm and confident. Okay.
Next one.
So that's responsibility, and it's very important for every growing child to learn the act of responsibility. Initiative, you take a lead, you're resourceful, is a principle of imagination. Okay? And what are the ways we said we should take initiative?
Do more than what is expected of you.
Mm-hmm.
Make your career plan. Oh, it doesn't say
Or school plan. Mm-hmm.
Read today. Work on your confidence.
Mm-hmm.
Develop a team mentality.
Did we talked about that today? Okay.
Actively request feedback and follow it.
You know why teachers give you feedback in school? Is because they want you to learn the principle of initiative. So when they give you feedback, they expect you to follow it up. So one of the remarks is, if she doesn't do a feedback, that means you don't have initiative to do what they tell you to do.
And that's a
bad mark. So have a positive attitude. Be prepared to take any opportunity.
Try to anticipate any upcoming issues and discuss them with your coworkers
or
classmates.
Share your ideas for
workplace
improvement. That's why they have people council.
Mm-hmm.
You see, that's why they have people council, so that kids can also share their ideas for the improvement of things they want in school. Very good idea. They want kids to develop initiative. Can you remember in your old school they had 5 things? 5, initiative was one of them.
And there was resilience.
There's resilience. I can't remember all of them, but I know initiative was part of them.
It probably spelled out like my school's name.
Okay, all right. So excellency is a principle of
outstanding.
This was the one we spent a lot of time.
Yeah.
Remember the
And the
song
cool rap.
and the cool rap. So brilliant mastering. Please watch the video of excellence. It's very, very educative for you guys out there. So distinction, brilliancy, and mastering is all about excellency.
You reminded me of master.
So how do we exhibit excellency? By being proactive, aware, always growing, and planning.
Never
Stop. So you keep planning excellency, you keep planning to be better. So how do we measure excellence? You have honor in everything we do, have good work ethics, goal planning, focus, persevere, discipline, self-improvement, courage, communication, leadership. You're permitted to fail. Big J, did you use this in your last exam? Which of those things do you think worked well for you in your last exam?
Goal setting, focus, perseverance, discipline, all
of them. All of them. You see, it's very important
except
for
11, because you can't really have permission to fail.
you can't have permission to fail in exam. In practice, but you see, when you put all this inside your goal to pass your exams, you see how it worked well. You came out with an excellent result. So you have to take practice over. You have to practice over time to develop an attitude of excellence. Our character, beliefs, and mindset needs to be oriented towards excellency. You can't just jump on it. You develop it. Can I remind everybody listening to us that all these virtues, nobody's born with them. We build them, we practice them until we become proficient in them. All right, so innovation, principle of innovation.
Original.
Remember, this was where we said you have to be yourself, innovate, change, change to become better. So how did we tell ourselves to achieve this?
Pursue your passion.
Pursue your passion. Do you have a book of ideas? I told you to develop it. Do you have a book of ideas? So these are the two that you should learn from, and they just cover their face. Yak. So expand your mind, experience, and knowledge. Question everything.
Set up a creative environment.
Free yourself of constraints. Nurture the creative process. Relentlessly look for passions and connections. Juggle multiple areas of interest. And tinker and take things apart.
So they are thinkers. Innovative people are thinkers. They take things apart and put them back again. So how do we achieve this? Set aside time and be personal
goals.
Encourage conversations and collaborations in class, remember at home. Embrace failure and encourage risk-taking. Always start small and aim high. And engage
the rest
of the business or the rest of the class or the rest of the family.
Or the rest of the
community,
school.
I guess.
Or the rest of the community.
Or school.
Or school,
Community,
or class. So innovation is very important for us to create new ideas and create new things. Don't forget that. If you did not watch the video of innovation, get on our channel and you will learn something new today. Schoolwork and work, we said principle of achievement. And we have class assignments, grades, and what did we say about it? How do we become diligent in this?
Believe it will make a difference. What I do today will impact me.
Take time to view
time like money. Tell your time where to go.
So I want you to look at time like money so that you'll be able to say, this is how much I'll spend, this is how long I'm going to study, how long I'm going to do this, how long I'm going to be on Facebook, how long I'm going to be on YouTube.
On Facebook.
Oh, really? Thank you. How long I'm going to sit down staring at the table and not do my work. So instead of spending 2 hours and not achieving anything, I can spend 2 hours and achieve all my goals. Set aside time.
Determine when your free time will be. Earmark your free time. Is that like bookmarking?
Yeah. Then do the things you need to do
Definitely.
first consistently, like diary taking, and complete your task. And so it's very important that we put this principle.
Also,
And
the
then
bottom one says use a timer plus a task list determined to finish a certain number of tasks.
So the time, so you have a task list and determine, okay, today I have 7 subjects to do. I'm going
Tomorrow I
to
have 7 subjects to do. The day after that I have 7 subjects to do. The day after that I have 7 subjects to do. The day after that I have
0.
subjects.
wait.
The
The
after
important thing is you have the 7 subjects. Use a timer. That's the use a timer to finish the subject. And same
Should I
goes
have
for
more
you.
than 7 subjects?
I same
that.
to
You
you.
don't need them only one.
Oh, okay. We are the program. We are the program. So
7 periods, and then I have homework too.
that's 8. All right. So let's go on to the next thing. Girls, do you think we should stop here?
No.
Yes!
No, we've only gone for so.
5 minutes!
We can go up
That's
to like
the time.
14 minutes.
Eh?
One more. We'll do like one.
One more. Okay.
No.
Are you up for that? Oh wait, no.
No.
Never mind. We can't do one more.
You can't do one
I'm
more.
tired.
One is
All right. All right. The principle of moral action. Let's stop
We'll do
here.
this one for you.
Okay, you do this one for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go to my season. I'll sit in the middle.
All right, come on. Let's go.
I'll
So we
say
have the
Oh,
principle
okay.
of moral action, self-discipline.
Moderation, chastity, and purity, frugality, and patience.
Okay,
Frugality.
so what is self-discipline? Principle of
for you.
intention.
I'll do it.
Okay.
So, self-discipline, staying motivated, pushing forward, and take action.
And it's
There's a sort
principle
of
of
order. It's
Mm-hmm.
a sort of order. First, you have to push forward.
Mm-hmm.
When you're self-disciplining, you actually have to stay motivated. When you're going forward, you can't just stop.
Mm-hmm.
And then taking action actually goes first. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
But like self-discipline, you have to take action. You can't be disciplined by someone else. That's why it's called self.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what are the things we learned there? Okay. So how do you mean self-discipline?
Put your goals where you can see them every day. Maybe write it on your wall
Mhm.
or run to your bed or in a notebook that you always remember to open.
Mm-hmm.
Remind yourself why you started this will
Mhm.
keep you motivated,
Mm-hmm.
as well as a reminder of what you're actually trying to aim.
Mm-hmm.
Set small goals first. Don't just say that you need to save up for your laptop and do like 58 chores in a minute or something.
Mm-hmm.
That's not going to happen. Practice prioritizing. If you have to maybe sweep the floor
Mm-hmm.
and polish the glasses, maybe sweeping the floor is more important than polishing the glasses.
Mm-hmm.
Know your weaknesses. If you're not very good at, say, I don't know. I'm trying to think. What could you not be good at?
You're not good at washing your
Drawing.
plates. If you're not good at washing your plates,
Writing.
Maybe like swap that chore out with something else.
I
Like
like vacuuming and you don't like washing the plates. Just simple example.
and get your friends to hold you accountable so
Okay.
that you actually have witnesses.
So mommy is like your accountability soundboard. Okay, so what are the signs of people that have this trait?
They commit, they
Mhm.
stay,
They avoid temptation,
they take care of themselves, they work at developing habits, they
Mhm.
set boundaries, they revel in routine.
Mhm.
Interesting. They lead with their mind over their mood, and they
Mhm.
clearly define their goals.
Mhm.
They live and die by deadlines, and they keep their eyes on the prize.
Yeah. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Prize, yo.
Keep your eyes.
Yeah.
Sounds like some cool
I said keep your eyes on the prize, yo.
Yo. Yeah, Dad. Let's go. Keep your eyes on the prize.
Keep your eyes on the prize. All right, so let's go. What's the next one? Is
Moderation, which is the
Moderation.
principle.
yeah. So when you drink in moderation. When you have a nice lipstick, moderation. Dress well.
Yeah.
You know,
This is also like modesty, I guess.
modesty is different, but
Oh.
like moderation, yeah. So it's
Maybe moderation is part of it.
So how do we work on our moderation? How do we effect moderation? Listen to what your body's telling you.
Don't keep eating, and your body's like, I'm full, and you just keep eating, because you
Okay.
need to finish or something.
Don't fall into the trap of
cheats and cheat days. Maybe today I'll just have some fast food. Just today. I don't do it ever again. But
Okay.
then you'll keep doing it because you'll fall into the habit, I guess.
Okay, what else?
Get healthier, becoming reliant on unhealthy things. Kind of like, I don't know, drinking to cope. Maybe. Don't fret over slip-ups and learn from them. Like, if you accidentally, I don't know, eat a sweet that contains gelatin when you're going vegetarian or something. Like, learn from them. Learn to read the ingredients. And then truly enjoy those indulgences when you finish.
An
like,
ice cream.
Yeah. Although that's not a cheat day. That's after you finish what you're doing. Maybe it's your diet or...
Okay, what
That
else?
doesn't actually have to be eating. It could be like you're studying for the big exam and then you have a break. Enjoy your break. Don't just spend it all, I don't know, doing nothing.
Take small doses if you can, given the circumstances. Acknowledge the big dream and the goals always.
Okay, if I do this, I'll lose enough weight to do this and this like I wanted to.
So celebrate
small wins. Over time, those are what add up to big achievements. Okay?
Don't get derailed by bumps in the road.
Yeah, we all do that. We have a bomb, and we get derailed by the bomb. So keep focus. Little J, that one is talking to you. Okay? Keep focus. Chastity and purity. Yeah, this was a very difficult one. Yeah, the principle of moral purity. Avoidance, abstinence, and purity. And how do we achieve that? We talked a lot about that. How do we achieve that?
To be pure, to remain pure, can only come at a price of knowing God and loving Him enough to do His will.
Okay. So purity is associated with Christian values, and it's, according to C.S. Lewis, it says it's quite unpopular nowadays. But for you to remain pure, according to Christian values, you can be pure in all the senses. I know that Muslims also have a sense of purity of their own, and that's why they clean up. That's why they clean up 5 times a day. But before they pray, they pray 5 times a day, and they also clean up. So it has a sense of purity. I don't know, but I'm just expressing. It could be. I might apologize if I'm wrong. But to do that, you need the strength to be beautiful to Him. That's what Mother Teresa says. So remember, your body is not yours. Sometimes,
that body.
Yeah,
your body. The other body is.
Yeah.
So don't treat it anyhow.
So don't treat it anyhow because it's for somebody else when you have a partner. And be thrilled of the unknown. Wait for it when it comes. There's a sense of delayed gratification that is genius. That if you don't have it now and you wait until you have it, it's more gratifying. Yeah. And chastity is a value. So
virtue.
Virtue. It's a virtue.
Virtue. A virtue.
Frugality. This is Jedida's favorite topic.
And the principle of
thrifty. The principle of simplicity, and it's all about saving.
My favorite one was compassion.
I thought this one's your favorite. Before we got to compassion, this was your first favorite. Your other favorite. All right. So how do we live a life of frugality?
Frugal living is good for the environment.
Yes. Those of us that are climate warriors. So you reduce the stress, it improves social relationships, and it gives you a sense of purpose. Frugal living gives you time for more important things, and it makes it easy for you to help causes rather than spending all the time shopping. And then it helps you to retire early because you would have saved a lot. Okay, so girls, your finances are very important. Right now, I am pleading with you to live frugal lives. You don't have to have everything. So you learn to save. Yeah?
Then I'll have to blow up.
Yeah,
spend. Like, but that's when I finish.
That's when you retire.
Yeah. I'll buy you the house.
Okay. The principle of tolerance, forbearing, and fortitude, patience. So it's the principle of perseverance.
It's the
How do we develop patience?
Give your love time to grow.
Uh-huh.
Learning to be patient is good for character building. In fact, it is a character.
Mm-hmm.
To have patience in a relationship, begin with yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Listen skillfully.
Mm-hmm.
Practice
empathy.
Mm-hmm.
Carve out time.
to be.
Carve out time to be together.
Mm-hmm.
Put away all screens for a set period of time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't touch a screen.
Okay.
Well, give up your need to be right all the time. Always count to 3 and set realistic expectations.
Mm-hmm.
Realize that others are beautifully humans with all that entails.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not sure that says.
Okay.
Benchmark your patience developing skills and observe the benefits of patience.
Okay. So that is interesting. So always remember that we are humans and we all need that patience to handle things. All right. So we are going to stop here because beautifully we are going to come back next week and we continue on our summary. It's been a lovely time talking. Again, I'm a bit tired today, but I'm still smiling. And the J girls have really, really helped me through the process. It was a lovely time coming to give you a summary of virtue. See, it was so long that we couldn't even finish the summary in one session.
Yeah,
And so much.
And
So,
if you don't learn anything, then I don't know what will.
so if you come back next week, we'll continue and complete the rest of the summary of virtues.
Don't
Yes.
say that's scary.
Yes.
Don't do it.
And we'll see you next time on Out of UJ Culture. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.